Hi, guys. Welcome to the next training for Esthetician and Business waitlist. And I'm so excited you guys are here because, like I said in the other trainings, y'all, that just means that you are on the waitlist to receive Estheticians and Business Academy like details. And honestly, what's really cool is that I will be launching very soon, but I also will be releasing things that are specific for the waitlisters. So, like early bird coupons, I'm talking all the things. So, and like coaching, which is really fun. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this training for this week. And guys, this one I feel like is probably the most sought out lesson or the most sought out section, I feel like, of owning a business, like getting the clients, right? So I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I have not succeeded yet, but we're going to do our best. So I'm going to go over getting your dream client, guys. So the first thing is I want you to become recognizable. So like when I say recognizable, I mean like your brand. I'm talking about like your colors, your logo, your like feel, your scent, like everything that is you becoming recognizable. Like think about the things, for instance, like McDonald's, right? We always talk about McDonald's. What do we think of when we think about McDonald's? We think about Big Macs. We think of our ice cream machine not working, like, right? We're thinking about those things. That's the same thing you have to think of when it comes to your business. Like, what are those things that people can anticipate when they see you or anticipate that you're going to do, right? So, like, what are those things that you can show up daily with? So, like, on social media, in your stories, like, what are those things that you can do daily and weekly that people are like, gonna, oh, like, Allison's going to do that, you know? So, it's like just remembering those things. And I talk about this a little bit in my course, but somebody that I follow, she's a course creator and she always talks about croissants and like how much she loves croissants. And she literally like travels the world trying croissants. And so that is something I'm talking about. Like, what are those things that you can do that you love that like become who you are? That is part of like your brand identity, but also becoming recognizable. So when people see croissants, they think of her. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But like things that are important to you, but also making sure your logo is consistent, making sure your fonts are consistent, making sure your colors are consistent so that people can recognize you. All right, so the next part, guys, we're going to talk about is your market analysis. So market analysis essentially is knowing who is out there. This isn't necessarily finding your dream client, but like knowing who is out there, like what generations are out there, how do they purchase, what are they doing, like thinking about those things. So I don't have a ton of time to get into all of it because it would take me hours, but I want you guys to think of like the generations that we're currently having. So the millennials are typically our purchasers, but we also do have like Generation X, which is older. Baby boomers are still out there purchasing, but typically Generation X, millennials, and Generation Z. That's our youngest, not like of purchasing age. And those are the things, guys, that I want you guys to think about. Like those 3 categories or 4 categories. I want you to think about like how they purchase, where they purchase, why they purchase, who are they, what are their income, what's their family situation, what are they Googling, where they're like about our industry, where they could be like, different things about our services. This could also be really good content. You could think of like if someone's coming in to get, say you're a wax specialist and someone's coming in, what would they be Googling? Does it hurt to get waxed? Will my hair grow back thicker? Can I have sex after Brazilian wax? So what are those things that people are going to be asking? That's the kind of content, one, you can put out, but also it's the kind of content you can use to attract people you want. So thinking about those things like who, why, and where, like what are they doing? Where are they hanging out? Where are they? So to kind of give you guys like a gist, like millennials, we are on all platforms. We're just on, like, I'm a millennial. We're on all platforms, right? Because we grew up with like all the platforms. We grew up with internet. We're the first ones that grew up with Facebook. Gen Z is not on Facebook. They're on all the other ones. Generation X is kind of creeping in, but they're mainly found on Facebook. Same thing, millennials are mainly found on Facebook. And so those things are really important to know because if you know who your generation is that you're attracting, you know where you can find them. Same thing with finding them in the community, at networking events. Like, those things. You don't have to like throw spaghetti at the wall, right? The next thing is defining who your dreamiest client is, guys. I know we always hear like define your avatar, define blah, 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 but define the person you want to hang out with. Like if you could make your ideal client, if you could go into that pumpkin patch and you could pick the prettiest, most perfect pumpkin who has the exact acne issues that you want to treat, or the hairiest butt, like, or or this, like, the craziest lashes that you get to tame. Like, what are those things that people are talking about? Like, what are those things? So I want you guys to think about that concept, okay? Like, who is your dreamiest client? Who is the person that is going to really just light you up? And that's the person you need to be talking about. That's the person you need to be trying to attract. Like, who are they? Next, we're going to talk about positioning yourself in the marketplace. Now, this could be a few different ways, but I want you to think about your competition. Like, who is your competition? Now, some people are like, I don't want to know who my competitors are, because of the fact that, like, I don't want to know who my competitors are, because of the fact, like, I will, compare myself, or I will have issues with it, or whatever it is. Like, if you're in that place where you feel like you are in comparison, that's totally normal. But I just want you to feel like you can use your competition as a place of knowing how to do better than them. And I hope that makes sense. So, like, understanding who they are, where they strategize, how they strategize, where they market, like, all these things are important ways for you to know. So I would always encourage you to go and get facials or waxing or lashes or whatever done by other estheticians, so you know what they're doing, so you can either same or not. All right, so the last few things we're going to talk about is actually marketing, ways to market. So we have your digital marketing, right? And this is really easy if you know where your clients are. So you're thinking Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, X, Threads, like, whatever it is, that's your digital marketing. That's your websites, your SEO. That is your Google reviews, your Google ads. Like, those are those places that you can really be looking at. So if you, for instance, go over Generation X, if you're, that's a little bit older generation than millennials. If you're thinking about them, they're on Facebook. They're looking at Google reviews. They're kind of on Instagram, but not really. They're going to be at, like, different events. Like, that's where they are. Sometimes you'll find them on, like, TikTok and stuff like that, but typically not. And then we're moving into traditional marketing. Traditional marketing is typically the things that are face-to-face with people. That's the one where you're looking at somebody in the eyeballs and you're speaking to them. So I want you to think, like, networking events. You can even think BNI. I always recommend BNI, which I'll put like the link to BNI in the comments here, or in the message of the email. But Chamber of Commerce. Think business cards, flyers, vendor events where you're going to, like, festivals and advertising, those, mailing, stuff like that. Those are the kind of marketing you would do to certain people who would be attracted to that. So, like, people, like, it's beautiful during the fall, I would highly recommend getting into a festival and, like, having a little booth, like, getting those people that are in front of you that are really going to, like, build a relationship. And then lastly, I want to talk about marketing differently. Now, there is this weird thing where I feel like we just have to find people on Instagram, or just have to find people at a vendor event. No, y'all, if you walk up to somebody and you think they're pretty and you want them to come in as a client, talk to them. Like, make conversation. Same thing when it comes to, like, if you love your cashier. If you go to places you feel like your clients are going to be at. Like, where's your ideal client and where are they hanging out at? That's where you need to go to find clients. You could always do, like, little giveaways for them. So, for instance, you could always do, like, hey, my business is doing a giveaway. I really just want to be able to give you this. You can enter to win a free facial, waxing, whatever. But regardless, like, you get 20% off if you come in. Like, marketing, like, just being adventurous with it, being excited about it, like, just sharing your business, not just leaving a business card on the table. Like, that time has passed. We're not doing that anymore. You can always do it, but, like, the likelihood is very small. The thing is with this, with like, marketing differently, is that you still want to get their name, number, Instagram, Facebook, some way to contact them. Because if you just give them their business card and walk away, they're going to use it for their gum. Like, you want to make sure you're giving them something to take home, like, giving them something. Okay. So this, guys, I go so much detail in the course, but this is kind of an overview. I really pray that this helps you and this encourages you to really just move your business in the way that you want it to, and just move that needle, guys. I'm just really praying for that for you. So I'm so excited, and stay tuned for your next lesson next week, and I'll see you guys soon. Also, under 10 minutes.